Sherman, and McCaffrey. And today, the Stanford Cardinal will try to live up to that legacy. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Stanford Cardinal. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. So the Georgia Bulldogs offense will get the first possession of the game. Here he comes, and anytime this guy touches the ball, and he will touch it plenty, a bolt of electricity just goes through the stadium, David.
And if they'll feature him, they'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often, and he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Yeah, he really shoulders the load, right, in more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes, so it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
Gets it out quickly. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to move it through the air. Going over the top. And incomplete on the deep ball. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Let's see if the defense comes after them. 3rd and short from the 45. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. Unloads it downfield. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield they couldn't hook up. So Stanford's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
This just is such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside would be a great matchup.
So after the first down run, here's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And the freshman will chalk up a sack. It's no surprise at all to find a Georgia defensive lineman wreaking havoc in the backfield.
Find those big, physical, aggressive dudes that can be physical enough to play the run in the SEC and then pin your ears back and go get quarterbacks. Georgia does that and finds those guys really, really often.
On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They'll run play action. Looking to the big tight end. It's complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play-action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things. It makes me come up and use my eyes and play run. And these tight ends are so valuable to find space behind. Knew where he was going with the football the whole time because the big fella, he's always open.
Just inside the 40-yard line, it's 1st and 10 from the 39. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop it. They really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league. The SEC is not easy to navigate. They're going to have to continue to grow and get better, but it's a heck of a start.
The Dogs have it with a 1st and 10. Right back to the well. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick handoff. He'll pick up 3 before he's down at the 6. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. They'll try the jet sweep to pick up the first down. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They marched 72 yards, and he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Perfect play call for that big gain to open the drive. Now here they come on 1st and 10. And the blitz gets to him just like that.
Man, this defense has been so impressive to watch. Look at them. Get to the quarterback, get the sack. They play so fast. It's like they have 12 men on the field. Another good performance going down right now. Coming off of last week, putting a goose egg on the board against their last opponent.
And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And that's what I like most about this defense. When you try to take shots and make big plays, they get to the quarterback. They get him on the ground. Their 3rd sack of the day. And this is a unit that ranks in the top 10 in sacks in the country.
Looking for a block. It's White. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
It's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over them.
It's loose. He's got the ball, and he'll try to pick up a few. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Finds the tight end. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Using the quick game.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Georgia hunkers down in the red zone. On the move, it's Tuggle. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Fast motion from the offense. They'll try to race to the edge on 1st and goal with the wide receiver. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And I got to find ways to manufacture some offense down here in this area. The field shrinks. It gets a little bit more difficult. So I got to take a few more chances, get the ball to some speed on the perimeter, try to make some big plays.
Picked up some of what they needed on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs! That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Colorado State is being humbled today. There's no other way to say it. A complete and thorough thumping. They're trailing by 14 to San Jose State. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. On target to the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. And they're on him in a heartbeat, and down he goes.
And after that last sack, man, you could just see it. They are feeling themselves. After pitching a shutout last week, after dominating early in this game, it just seems like they're playing with a different aggression and a different level of intensity than what they're...
And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
On 3rd and forever, let's test his arm strength. Snatches down the right side. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets him 30-plus.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk. You have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, the communication was busted.
They're trying to get to it. And they're on him immediately. Down goes the quarterback.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack. It must be great to be a Georgia linebacker. Coming downhill with speed. Defensive front eats up blockers, and you make the play.
It is nice, and it's nice because usually they got 3 guys in front of you. They're eating 5. And those linebackers get to come downhill, make plays in the backfield like you saw right here.
Lets it fly on the move. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And that essentially ends up being a punt for the offense. Third down, you're taking a deep shot, and because you were able to make the tackle relatively quickly after the guy picked it off, it's essentially just flipping the field.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Handoff to the lone back. They needed that extra space as he bangs his way to the 14.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Still looking on the move. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. Wants to throw on third down. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Georgia sends out the punt team. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He's got great speed. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really, really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Third and short coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. Finds space on the right. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. Wants to pass. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the...
Intercepted. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You know, you play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
Short fields make successful offenses just what they want here. They'll throw it on first down. On the move, he fires. He throws back across his body, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Makes the catch on the right side. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Catch in the middle. It's Jefferson. He stopped at the 32. Picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the middle. Got his man. Clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. It's great to spread the ball around and fool him, but if you've got a dude feed him, and they are.
No doubt, Reese. That guy is a problem. I mean, you got a receiver that's so talented out wide.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And that pass is intercepted.
When you get in the red zone, you can see as a defense, you get into your drops really quickly and you get your eyes on the quarterback. And you try to read his eyes and break on the football. It's such tight windows to throw in. Great job by the defender breaking on the ball, creating the interception.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Leaves it with the back. Not a lot going on there. Picked up a couple. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Palo Alto. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the guys on the farm.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Bulldogs will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something.
And the pressure was in his grill in an eyelash.
Another sack on the day. This offense has to do something different. Maybe bring in more bodies, run max protection, keep more guys in the block, only send a couple guys out to run pass patterns. You got to do something different. But bottom line, you got to protect that QB.
Give to the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Not a ton of play calls for 3rd in California when you're on offense. You know you're going to have your quarterback holding on to the football. You really got to think about how you're going to protect him. Offensive coordinator may want to think about using more max protect schemes, get more bodies in to get this quarterback a chance.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone.
Oh, he wants it all. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. After the misfire, it's 2nd and 10. Quarterback checking the play. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. He'll work his way down to the 28. They'd hoped to come up with explosive plays, and they used one there to set him up inside the 30, 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's Tuggle. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They move the tight end all over. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Georgia!
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be knocked down. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so...
Just slithered through the tackle, and he's got room to run. Nothing but green ahead. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Unloads to the wideout. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. And the Dogs keep playing fetch on these passes, channeling their inner